Welcome back to my channel. This week I have a video for you that's going to be part of my series, Let's Talk. Why did my voice go up that high? Don't know. We're gonna roll with it. Awesome. Also, I do talk with my hands a lot, if you haven't noticed. It's a thing that I do. People comment on it all the time. Wanted to comment on it myself before everybody else starts commenting on it too. But yes. Today is today for the first Let's Talk video, I'm going to be talking about blended families, and that is what my family is. We are a blended family. It is my stepdad and my stepsister, and then my mom and my older sister and I. Currently living in this house that I am in, though, is just my stepdad, my stepsister, myself, and my mom. My older sister is married and off doing her thing, living her life. Go her. But to talk about blended family, I'm going to explain a little bit about our situation, and then how we it took us a long time to get to where we are, but I'm going to talk about that today. So my family, being my mom, my older sister, and myself, we lost my dad to leukemia in 2006. I was 10 years old, my older sister was 15, and then of course my mom was 41, 42, 40? I don't remember how old my mom was, but she was around that age. And then my stepdad and my stepsister actually lost his wife and her mom a year after my dad passed away of the exact same cancer. So leukemia took both of the other partners in my parents' marriages. And then about 3 years later, my mom married my stepdad. And it was not the first thing that I would have liked to have happened. My older sister was very, very vocal about her not liking this situation and not wanting them to get married. My younger sister was like 5 at the time that they got married, 5 or 6. So she was kind of a little too young to like fully just say, I'm not happy with this. She just became a really mean child to everybody around her. And I was very vocal about not liking this to everyone around me except my mom and my stepdad. Because I didn't want to hurt my mom's feelings, so I was like super just like, yay mom, go you! And then I would turn around and be like, oh my god, I hate this, like I don't want this to happen. And I really, really regret not having that conversation with my mom and just being open and honest with her and just explaining the fact that there were concerns that I had at 13, and most of them were selfish concerns, like I didn't want to move schools, and were we gonna have to move out of our house, and all of those things that come along with having a blended family. There were a lot of concerns for that on my part and my older sister's part. And after they got married, we ended up moving out to where my stepdad and his daughter lived, my stepsister. And I did not have a good time settling in. I was in a new school. I didn't know anybody at all. And I had a really, really hard time with it. And I took it out on my family. I was not the nicest person, and my stepdad and I got in a lot of fights for a really long time, because he would get frustrated and he would get a tone with me, and then I would shoot back with like a heavier tone and just heavier attitude. And because I have a really bad habit of, I give you the respect that you give me, and I didn't think he was respecting me, and so I did not give him any respect, and I often caused a lot of fights between my parents. But my younger sister also did the same thing. She was very passive aggressively mean, and at such a young age, it was honestly a kind of a concern. So they actually put her in therapy for a while to work through these problems, and it's just because she had so much change in her life at such a young age that she really didn't know how else to deal with things. And her actions towards me and my older sister caused a lot of tension between my parents because my mom wanted to punish and my stepdad didn't see the point, and all of the things that come, like I said, with being a blended family. You not only have to deal with somebody's gonna typically have to move schools, somebody is typically gonna have to move into a house, or everybody's moving into a new house together, which I do recommend. Like, they got married in November, and the following September, we moved into a house that was brand new to all of us. And I genuinely do think that made things so much easier for all of us. We were all on common ground. It wasn't, well, I lived here first, or this is my thing, this is my house, you don't belong here. It was everybody's house. And I really do think that helped kind of everybody just settle a little bit more. There were still a lot of tensions. There was still a lot of fighting between me and my stepdad. My older sister was home. She decided to come home. She was studying at a university about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Hour and a half away. And decided to come back and go to school here at the same university that I'm at now. So that meant she was back and under the roof, which meant that added a fifth person into the dynamic, and that caused more tension. But we eventually started to get into the groove of things. My younger sister was starting to accept the fact that she was not the only child anymore, and that there were other children there were other kids in the house that were taking up some of the attention. I finally came to terms with the fact that I was no longer the baby in the family, and that I was not going to get the special treatment that I kind of had become accustomed to. Being part of a blended family, there's so much adjusting, and there's so many emotions involved that I wish, and I've been very vocal about this with my family before, wish that we had done family therapy just at least as things were getting underway, because I do think that level of communication we missed. We did not communicate at the level that we should have been communicating at, and that would have made things go a lot smoother. Like a lot. So being part of a blended family has been an adventure, and it has been rough. But it has also taught me a lot. It's taught me how to communicate better. Like, it genuinely has. Because I now know that, like, just because you say you're fine, or just because you say you understand something, or anything like that, that does not mean that you do, or that person does. So pay attention to, like, the people around you. Pay attention to their emotions. And you learn so much from being part of a blended family. I learned how to be a big sister, which is an incredible thing, and I truly, truly love my little sister now. She is a fierce, fierce girl. She knows exactly who she is. Obviously, she's changing and she'll grow, but right now, she knows what she wants, she knows who she is, and she's not afraid to just be who she is, and that's an amazing thing to see as an older sister. One of the bravest kids that I know, and now I understand what my older sister says when she's talking about me, and I get super uncomfortable because when she sees this, she's gonna be like, Amy, stop. But my older sister became so much more of a best friend rather than an older sister during the whole process, and now I would not trade this for the world. My mom is extremely happy, and my stepdad is happy, and he is a genuine, caring guy who is willing to help anybody around him, and I'm blessed to have that kind of figure in my life. I do want to say, as a child of a blended family, if you are watching this and you are about to marry somebody with kids, or whatever the situation is, do not try to replace that child's other parent. My stepdad never tried to be my dad. In the sense of, he, from the get-go, was like, I'm not trying to replace your father. I am not trying to take over his role in your life, but I do want you to know that I'm here and that I can help you with things. You know, it was very much that direction. It wasn't, well, I'm your dad now, anything like that. And I do think that was an incredible thing that he did. In that time, I was so young. I was 13 and was in a new school, and so much was going on, and he never pushed me to call him dad. He never pushed himself as my dad. And I do think that was an incredible thing. And I do think that if you are becoming part of a blended family as one of the parents in the situation, please do that. Like, please don't push it on the kids, and let the kids come to terms with the situation. But I do think therapy and things like that, for the communication aspect, truly will help families settle into this blended family life a lot quicker. So that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about today, was just my experience with the blended family. If you guys have questions about blended families, or more of my experience, or anything like that, I can go more in detail, but the Let's Talk videos are supposed to be kind of like 10 minutes and under, and just like a quick explanation of the situation, or whatever the topic is that week. But that's basically it for today. I do want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, all of that jazz. But that is all I've got, and I will see you later. Bye.